About it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozier. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.
What do we say, dog?
That's right, they gotta play us. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. This is Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Up to 2,148 subscribers. I always appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chat. So if you got something you're dying to ask Tyler done from the Go Long website, give me a super chat. Or if you just want to support my show, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming from this glorious place down here called the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. So if you're looking for a house or an apartment or a condo to rent, check out T Properties. If you got a rental property, you just don't want to manage anymore, check out T Properties and they'll take care of the rest. And you know what? I got the flag behind me, I got the beer behind me. I got one of the hoodies up behind me. We have the best quarterback in the league. We call him Jackpot Joey. You can get the gear at jackpotjoey9.com. Remember, portions of the proceed go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund and the Joe Burrow Fund. So not only are you wearing cool stuff, you're supporting a great cause. All right, let's get to everybody in the chat. We're starting a little earlier, so chat's not blowing up as much as it usually is. But Stranger, you are first. Kevin, you were in there, and Crypt Keeper is in there. So I appreciate you guys jumping on with us a little early. But you got to do what you got to do. Now, let's get to the reason we are here. His name is Tyler Dunn. He is from the Go Long website. If you've not subscribed, I suggest you do. Let's get to Tyler. Tyler, what's going on, brother?
That is one hell of an introduction, man. You put our podcast introduction to shame between the rap, the highlights. Oh man, I'm all jacked up. I don't know. What is it? It's April. I feel like there's a football game on Sunday.
Dude, I'm ready to go now, man. I'm ready. Hey, we got the draft in a little over a week. I'm ready to go. The Bengals are in town right now. They showed up for workouts and everything, so the boys are back in town. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go because we have the Reds, but the Reds kind of stink this year, so we're hoping to get better. But right now, we are a football town. loud and proud. Now, what is your thoughts? I'll put it this way on the Bengals season, the last couple years. Like, what is the missing part, the missing ingredient? Because we've got that close the last couple years. What are we missing?
Whew, they're close. You ain't kidding. I mean, how easily we forget I'm sure your viewers, your listeners, they haven't forgotten that if you can just hold up Aaron Donald for about a millisecond longer, there's Jamar Chase, touchdown, Super Bowl. I mean, what a moment that would have been in NFL history, right? The balls to audible to that play if you're Joe Burrow and go downtown on Jalen Ramsey, arguably the best quarterback. I mean, they're so close. So they've been fixing that offensive line since. So to answer your question, I guess it's to just keep working on that line, because then you saw it again in the AFC Championship game. Chris Jones, I mean, they move him all over the line. He won that game for Kansas City. It didn't really matter where he lined up. He got to Joe Burrow. I think there's an argument to be had. Burrow, Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in the NFL? I know Carson Palmer spoke up. I'm sure you'd say Burrow too. And they're so different. I love the debate. I love the argument. But what makes Burrow so special is he just needs that extra split second, right, to read the field, because nobody in the NFL reads the field better than Joe Burrow. I don't think it's even close. I mean, we got Josh Allen here in Buffalo is special. Patrick Mahomes, unbelievably special. I mean, he may be the Michael Jordan to Allen and Burrow's Magic and Bird, whatever analogy you want to use.
Right.
But I don't think there's any debate that Burrow reads the field better than anybody in the NFL. So if that's the case, you just got to keep giving them a little bit more time, right? Just a little bit more time, and they win both of those games that ended their season. So Orlando Brown, right? Hello. To get him at that rate is robbery. I thought that was – I don't even think it's close. Maybe the best bang for your buck that any team got in free agency.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, the Bengals have – people say we got to keep trying to improve the offensive line. Well, if you really look at it, this year's offensive line – let's see here. The line that started in the Super Bowl, there's only one guy left on that offensive line from the Super Bowl team. The offensive line is oh my God, I can't even think of his name now. Jonah Williams. Jeez, I had a brain fart. Jonah Williams. And now the question is now, since we got Orlando Brown, Jonah's going to move to right to left. Is he really going to be a right tackle? Are we going to draft one? I mean, where are your thoughts at with the Bengals and Jonah Williams going from right to left?
I don't really know. I mean, that's a good question, because he seemed pretty unhappy about his potential role, right? When they signed Brown and you got the potential switch. I'll just say that, I mean, you just want to get your best five guys, however you do it.
Right.
So you wish you could pay everybody what they're worth. But I think the fact that they got Orlando Brown at that rate probably surprised even the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs
it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting there, I'm literally getting ready to go to bed. I'm like, holy crap, I got to go live. I got to go do a live podcast right now. This is unbelievable. We got Orlando Brown. I'm freaking the F out.
You've got to give Cincinnati so much credit, too, because they couldn't really go out there in free agency and proactively attack. I mean, they don't have many weaknesses, but if you're on the cusp of the Super Bowl and finally getting over that hump, I mean, you want to be aggressive. The Bills did it with Von Miller last year. The Bengals had the ability to do something this year, but not really, because you got to pay Joe Burrow, and that's going to be a lot of money. So how do you go about doing it? Well, you stay patient, right? Like you don't just jump into the first 24, 48 hours of free agency. You kind of let the market work itself out, and that's what they did. So they kind of let Orlando Brown, like all the teams did, go see what's out there. And it still kind of baffles me. Maybe there were teams that didn't think he's maybe too tall to block in a zone blocking scheme. I heard that floated around. I don't know. Like, he's one of the best pass protectors in the NFL. I think he's worth whatever that commands. But credit to Cincinnati for being patient and then getting him at a rate that worked for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I was going to tell you this. The funny thing is all the Chiefs fans started trolling us Bengals fans saying, oh, he's garbage now. You guys can have Orlando Brown. Of course he's garbage now. Because
isn't that funny how that works? Yeah.
Like, come on. All right, so real quick here. Give everybody a little background if they don't know who you are. They've been under a rock. They need to know who Tyler is and go along podcast, or go along the website. Just tell everybody about your website and everything and how you got started and just general information about you.
I appreciate the opportunity. Yep, in November of 2020, I launched Go Long. It's part of Substack. So if you read any newsletters on Substack, you can hop on there as well. But the website's golongtd.com. And I just wanted to create a forever home for long form journalism. The humanizing player profiles, and I've done a bunch on some Bengal players. DJ Reader, Chidobe Awuzie, gosh, who else? Eli Apple, Tyler Boyd. It's been a lot of fun being around that team. It's a fun as hell team. I mean, a lot of personalities, a lot of great stories to share. I mean, they've got guys on their team that are willing to sit down and talk to me for an hour, right? Like, those are the kind of stories I want to tell. Like, let's go beyond the press conference and the scrums and really try to get to know these players as human beings. So thankfully, people have been unbelievably receptive. You can subscribe for $8 a month, $50 a year. I also put a lot of stories out there for free, so you can hop on the free list if you want as well and get a sense for what we do. I've written a lot on Joe Burrow, talking to a lot of people in his world. It's just a fascinating team at a fascinating time. Like, I definitely have a magnetic pull toward the organic fan bases.
Right.
Like, I haven't really written a lot on the LA Rams because it's a control.
They don't have a fan base.
It's not a fan base. It's agreed by the owners of the NFL. Like, nobody gives a shit. Sorry. Like, there's other things to do in LA. I mean, right. I love being in Cincinnati because it's real. Like, you can feel it. And the fans are smart. You know what? When the Bengals weren't that good, guess what? Not filling the stadium, which is fine. Like, they're a smart fan base, and as soon as things started kind of turning and changing, and Joe Burrow is kind of the tip of the spear, obviously, you can just feel it. It's really palpable in the city. So it's only like a 7.5 hour drive for me, and love doing it. So if people keep subscribing that are Bengal fans, we'll keep writing Bengal stories.
Absolutely. You need to come down for a game sometime and head down to Lot 1 and tailgate with us. Have a good time there. Now, I'll tell you this. When we drafted Jackpot Joey, I immediately went and bought season tickets. That was the first. Well, it also worked out that my son got older and started moving out, and I had to pay as much money for other stuff that he was doing. So Joe Burrow drafted Jackpot, and I'm like, I want season tickets. Joe Burrow's here. I was like, I knew I'm not anywhere anyway an expert or anything, but once I saw Joe Burrow play against Alabama his senior year, I'm like, and we were already losing. I go, I want that guy. And then I was like, oh, yeah. Then I remember, oh, yeah, he's the one that was at Ohio State. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he almost came to Cincinnati. I'm a Bearcat fan. So I'm like, oh, that's right. Okay, then all started clicking. I'm like, I really like this dude. And then once he won the Heisman and he had the best college football season ever. I don't care what anybody says. It'll probably never be duplicated. But when he did that, and then on top of that with the Heisman speech and everything, made me love him even more. And then the Bengals go against Miami in the last game of the season and almost freaking win. The only time I've ever rooted for the Bengals to lose in my entire life because I wanted Joe Burrow. And now we got him. I mean, I'm a Bengals fan my entire life. I went through, the first two Super Bowls in 81 and 88, and then the down years in the 90s, and then all the Marvin years where we couldn't win a playoff game. And tired to have what we have right now. I know it pisses me off we haven't won a Super Bowl yet. And that's the thing that's funny now about Bengals fans. We expect to have already won one. We think we should have already at least won, maybe two. But that's the expectation. That's the Burrow effect that's happened here in Cincinnati. It's really remarkable of how one guy has changed an entire organization.
It's so true. I think it's like shocker, right? Like the quarterback position is the most important position in all of sports. That's why the Carolina Panthers gave up everything they did for the shot at somebody who maybe has a chance to have the same effect on their franchise. Mm-hmm. It's worth it. You have to do it. You have to take those big swings. And that's why I don't even really have a problem with teams gracefully tanking if they have to. If a Joe Burrow is around the corner, you've got to do what you can to get that player. He's special. I'm sure a lot of folks know, but just speaking to like his high school football coach, and this is somebody who's been around the game for his entire life. His dad as a coach at Ohio University. He's been studying film probably as far back as his memory goes as a little kid sitting in the living room with his dad. So he's just been at the cutting edge of the sports innovation his entire life. and it shows when he's at the line of scrimmage, his ability to process and see things before any other quarterback can even begin to think about seeing those things. That's what separates Joe Burrow. Right. And you saw it this year when teams are kind of sitting back with two safeties, trying to take away the deep ball, and he was fine with it. He's just checking down to Samaje Perine, his tight ends, his receiver, just taking what you give him, running the ball. And honestly, more quarterbacks should do that kind of stuff. Be patient, right? It's okay to beat a team with 1,000 paper cuts. You don't have to take out the hatchet and try to win with one play. And honestly, that's kind of Buffalo's problem up here with Josh Allen. It was two boom or bust. So I think that Cincinnati will always be in good hands with Burrow. I'll say this though, like it is true. Like he changed everything. If Joe Burrow isn't in Cincinnati, we're probably not sitting here talking about the Bengals in these terms. But I do think getting to know those guys on defense, there was this like big bang effect on the team. And it really did start with that defense. Remember when Joe Burrow I believe it's his rookie season when he tore his ACL, he's out. I start everything at that Pittsburgh. It was a Monday night game.
Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster's out there.
Von Bell. Yeah. Knocked the hell out of
Juju
Smith. Yes. Oh, yeah. We all remember that. Good.
Yeah. I was talking to Von Bell about that ahead of the AFC Championship game. And like that really is the moment that got people to believe, okay, like enough of this shit. Like we're done. The old Bengals are done. Yep. This is a new time, a new era. And it took a lot of guys like Von Bell and Mike Hilton, that the next wave of players that came in. I think that this regime with Zach Taylor, they did a good job of they had to get rid of some good players from the Marvin Lewis era, but by cleansing out the old, bringing in the new, it was like a statement that this is a new wave of guys that's not going to take anything.
Yeah.
And so that it has to kind of infiltrate every pore of your organization, and you can feel it in there. There's a confidence and a swagger. I love that they just say what's on their mind. The Chiefs were losing their minds over the Burrowhead. give me a break. Like, come on, Kelsey. Really? Like that? If you needed Burrowhead to get you jacked up for the AFC Championship game, I think that you have some issues there because I feel like it's a good thing that the Bengals speak the way they speak. Right? You can speak things into existence. It's a physical game.
I believe
played by violent people. You better be out there thinking and talking like this.
Exactly. All right, I got a couple questions here from the chat here. Let's get Crypt Keeper here. He says, Mr. Dunn, is there any way the Bengals can mess up the 28th pick in your mind?
It's always just so funny to me when I hear Mr. Dunn. I just spoke at a high school here, and all these kids are talking and calling me Mr. Dunn. I was just sitting there in high school not too long ago. I know I've been balding since I was 18, but at 35, I don't feel like a Mr. Dunn quite yet.
I'm 48. I feel like Mr. Trunapole, so.
I'm sure there'll come a time when I command that I be addressed this way. I think that we were talking about this a little bit before we started. I love tight end at that spot. I think that there will be a tight end who trickles down to the Bengals there. And, you lose Hayden Hurst, you lose the player who made the play of the game at snowy Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, leaping over a defender where that was the Bills thing. That's what Josh Allen did. Yep. And to have somebody come in there and do it to them, that was them taking their swag away from them. You're losing that. You're losing that player, a complete tight end, but you're going to have a chance to take one there. I don't know who it will be. We'll see. Darnell Washington, I get it. He didn't catch a lot of passes at Georgia.
But he's got a lot of potential, though.
6'7", 270. A tight end who can block, and I think progressed to be a pretty good receiver. You saw the athleticism at the combine. I don't think he was just asked to really run a full route tree at Georgia. Well, you can't really knock a guy for what he wasn't asked to do. Yeah, with Joe Burrow, he'll maximize him as a receiver.
Well, you got the number one tight end. It would be the number one tight end coming out if he came out this year, but he's been the number one tight end next year. The kid at Georgia right now, I can't remember his name right now. But that's the reason Washington didn't get to play a lot. Now, here in Cincinnati, we have a local kid. He's from Northern Kentucky, which is just right across the river. Michael Mayer. That's one I know a lot of Cincinnati Bengals fans would like to get. I don't know if he's going to be there at 28. Another one is Darnell Wright tackle out of Tennessee. Again, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more toward the not going to be there at 28. That's why I keep saying it might be a defensive back. It might be a cornerback. I don't know. But what's your thoughts on if those guys will be there or not at 28?
I like drafting a tight end at 28 too, because not only do you have the 4+1, 5 years of a rookie contract, but I mean, it sucks for the tight ends of America, but they're the most underpaid position in the game. Mm-hmm. I've talked to all these tight ends about it for the book I wrote on tight ends, The Blood and Guts, and it still ticks off Tony Gonzalez to this day how he was underpaid. I mean, all of the best. When you look at what they're asked to do, I mean, you're another offensive tackle out there. You got to block. You've got to run routes. You're lining up in the slot, out wide, in the backfield. You're doing everything that a football player has to do. That's why I wrote the book. It's because it is the sport distilled to one position. So you're asked to do everything, yet only the long snappers, the specialists, and maybe the running backs at this point, fullbacks, make less than you. So for a team that's going to spend a lot of money on Joe Burrow, a lot of money on Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, we'll see what happens there. You're going to have to start to think about these things, about what positions can we get a really good player, but we're not going to have to pay him premium dollar. I feel like if you take a tight end in the first round, I mean, you're going to have to pay him first-round money, but you make it a starter that is there for the bulk of Joe Burrow's career. And as we know, every quarterback loves to have that security blanket of a tight end.
Right.
Why not take one of the best? This draft is one of the best drafts we've seen at the tight end position in years. I don't even know when the last one would be. So if you like somebody, it depends who they like. I mean, we don't know what they think about these guys, but that could be a spot you're able to kind of wait, stay patient, see who trickles down to you, and boom, Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer, Darnell Washington, Sam Laporte. One of these guys.
Yeah, I was next question here is who would you draft? Wait, Kincaid or Mayer? Which one? Being Kincaid, the back issues are the thing. I know he cleared, but it's still a freaking back. That's where I don't know about that. I mean, the draft him, I'm gonna be fine with him. I'm sure they know way more than I do. But what's your thoughts on Kincaid and the back issues?
Man, you never know. I mean, I know that everything is clear now, and the reports are out there. They made it his representation and the national reporting on it. He's good to go. So you don't want to be paranoid, right? Like if you think that this dude, I mean, he's an unbelievable receiver.
Yes, he is.
We all saw it. You don't have to even pull up the 3.5 million minute highlight video to see. I mean, you can watch a full game and he's just making plays all game.
Right.
I just think he'd be perfect for Joe Burrow, but Mayer could be too. Honestly, I haven't really been watching every snap of these tight ends. I would just be BSing you if I were to pick one or the other. Right. But I think that these teams do their homework, and if they feel good about the back, it's worth the risk.
Okay. Another question from Dustin Crosby. Tyler, what's your thoughts on Clancy? I just can't wrap my head around his arm length and succeeding in the NFL. It's not like you are playing a world beater interior O-line in the ACC. That's one of the things. I'm a big Clancy guy. And the short arms are an issue. I think it will make him drop, but he still could play, man. That's where I don't know. I'm more of a Clancy guy than I'm more for him than against him. What's your thoughts on Clancy?
I hear you. Like the older I get, the more I stop freaking out about stuff like that. It's easy to. I mean, we've got so much time to talk about this stuff. Don't you remember when we were younger and it was like? I can remember like going on vacation with my parents in the springtime, in high school. The only draft coverage you had was like the Sporting News magazine. That was it. Like that was it. There wasn't this round the clock 24/7 dissection of every
podcast everywhere either.
I don't know. There's no podcast. I mean, it's a good thing that coverage is what it is, but I feel like all of us probably overthink it too much. And if a player's just damn good on the field, that should matter more than anything else. To your point, I mean, I'm sure there are some things that maybe arm length is something that affects him at the NFL level. Don't get me wrong. I just try to temper my concern with that because like the first player in the draft will be Bryce Young, and he'll instantly be the smallest quarterback in the NFL. But I think the game has changed so much that good coaching and play calling at any position is just going to mitigate your weaknesses. And in the past, I think old school coaching, it was like, we're taking this player and he's fitting into our system,
right,
like verbatim.
Yep.
Now it's like coaches are a little more outside the box thinking like, no, actually,
a little
we
smarter about it.
play
They
your
take the
strengths.
player and do it so what the player does best. I mean, you're coming for the Bengals, who we drafted David Klingler, who was a run and shoot quarterback, and we try to make him a pocket passer. They don't do that anymore. I mean, they take players that either fit their system or they try to make their system fit the player, which is smart.
Keely Smith too, right? I doubt that they put in the Oregon offense. Sorry.
We could have had the whole freaking New Orleans Saints draft. We drafted. You got to bring that stuff up top. God.
I didn't think about that. You could have swindled Mike Ditka and gotten their whole draft that year.
Oh, I remember. Trust me. Well, Crypt Keeper's really enjoying it. Says, Ice, you've done it again. This guy is for real. Iceman is interviewing an alien. This guy knows his shit. There you go. So
it must be the bald head. You know, I got an alien look to me. I'll take it. There
you go. Now, you did mention something that you did. I want you to plug your book. You wrote a book about tight ends, and you guys have a podcast as well, too, right?
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, the Blood and Guts, how tight ends save football. I traveled the country kind of searching for the soul of the sport. Hung out with Mike Ditka down at his golf course in Florida and threw some drinks back with Jeremy Shockey in Miami Beach. And
you had to get some stories there.
I'm telling you, man. Right. I promise you, this book is packed with stories. They were nuts. I mean, these are the wild animals that make the game what it is. Hey, can't wait to read the book. Thank you, Houday. It was fun. I mean, I was in Ben Coates' living room where he's physically really struggling to get around. Hung out with and talked to Jimmy Graham, Rob Gronkowski, George Kittle. There were no Bengals that made the book, but I think if you just love football, this is going to bring back so many memories. It became a real passion project. I didn't want it to end. It was so much fun. So hope people enjoy reading as much as I did right now.
Is the book out already, or is it coming out soon?
Oh yeah, it's right here. There we go.
All right. So how can people get it?
There go the Blood and Guts. How tight ends save football.
How can people get it? Amazon or
Barnes and Noble. And actually, if anybody's listening and you're thinking about, subscribing to golongtd.com, just subscribe annually and then just shoot me a DM on Twitter @TyDunn and I'll send you a copy of the book if you do that. So maybe that's the best way.
There you go. That works. So yeah, I got tuned into you. I think it was last year. You were on Dan Horton's Bengals Booth podcast. And that's how I
love Dan.
Yeah, Dan's awesome. He's been on my show a couple times. He's a really nice guy. And you me tried to hook up. Then it took us a year later, but I appreciate. Hey, we're consistent. We stay persistent. We're able to get it done. So I appreciate you coming on. Now, do you guys did I hear you right? Say you do a podcast as well on?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So in addition to like the actual website, we do a podcast, just the Go Long podcast, Apple, Spotify. Wherever you get your podcasts. And my co-host is Jim Monos, Monos, and he was a scout with the Eagles, the Saints, and the director of personnel with the Bills. So basically we just, go to a beer distributor here in town and BS about old football stories. He's got a ton. I mean, he's been in some wild draft rooms and he works for the XFL now, so he's still in the game. And we've got a lot of guests on. It's a good time. So, if you just want to get into the podcast, that's another thing you can do.
It's just a podcast. You're not on YouTube or anything. Just a podcast.
Oh yeah, we've got a YouTube channel too. Just at Go Long TD. So I put all the podcast episodes on there. Some clips from stories and whatnot as well. And I'm starting to modernize a little bit. I've always been a writer by trade, and the production level, all that goes into it is I'm learning on the fly. I upgraded like you to StreamYard, which is big. Yeah. So we do a lot of live shows too. So we'll get those fired up as well. Right, so I'm going to get down there to Cincinnati. I'm hoping this spring. Have a few story ideas. So hopefully get down there. If nothing else, it's a good excuse to get some fried chicken at the Eagle.
There you go.
I love that place. So
have you had our chili yet? Have you had Skyline or Gold Star chili yet?
You know what? What's funny is I did I think I had it like 6-7 years ago. Yeah. Thought it was a little overrated, which maybe all the goodwill I built up, I just ruined.
He just ruined it up. We're not done. All right, he's gone. We're done. No more. No, kidding.
So no, what's funny is it just got me thinking. So I was at Bleacher Report before I launched Go Long, and I did a feature on Vontaze Burfict when I was there. Maybe some people remember. It's crazy. I mean, his life is nuts. Like he almost died like several times over as a kid. like lit his apartment on fire, I believe, when he was like 3 or 4 years old. And he opened up on all of this. Unbelievably open if people want to find that story. But in that story, I took a little pot shot at Skyline Chili. You know, I couldn't help myself. I had a little reference. I took a little jab, and this is what I gained a lot of respect for the people of Cincinnati. Somebody found me on Facebook and sent me like an unsolicited Facebook message, like ripping me for ripping Skyline Chili.
You know, that's
So I always appreciate the extra effort there. You know, kudos.
Yeah, we're pretty particular about our chili. Anyway, we keep going. We can keep talking about it. You got to go take care of your kids. 30 minutes.
I do, but let's do it again. And I mean it. I left you hanging way too many times this past year. So if you want to have me back, let's pick it up and do it some more.
I would love to. We're actually doing a draft show. I don't know if you got something going on. Well, we're doing with me and my buddy, my sometimes co-host Dale. We're going to do a draft show. We're going to go live the whole draft, the whole weekend. Yeah, it's going to be long. So we're looking for guests. If you're doing it the whole weekend, then absolutely. I did that one year for day one at my site, and I'm like, holy cow. Yeah. I was exhausted. It was like 5-6 hours. Yeah. So you're doing it for all 7 rounds. Yeah. Godspeed. That's what we're starting to do. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. We're definitely doing Thursday, Friday. I'm pretty sure Saturday we'll do a wrap-up show or something. But I will send you a link. And anytime you can jump on during the 27 hours we're going to be on, the link is yours, and you can hop on and we can talk about the draft. What who got drafted, who's coming up next, which I don't know why the hell they draft that. I don't know. Oh my God, they traded for that team. Whatever happens. Anyway, Tyler, again, plug your stuff before I let you go, and I'll get you on out of here.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, man. That was a lot of fun. GoLongTD.com, right there on Substack. Feel free to hop on the free list or upgrade to a paid subscription. Would love to have you. And like I said, we'll get that Cincinnati coverage fired up here very soon. Next, and one story I didn't mention was ahead of that AFC Championship game. I think if you wanted to look it up, the headline might have been like the villains. It was great, like learning about these guys as people and just how they're wired. So thank you to everybody who read that story. It was actually one of our most read stories at the site. So cool. We know those Bengal fans. Bring it.
I want to hear some Dick and Jeremy Shockey stories. That's what I want to get to, especially Shockey. If you're throwing some drinks back to Shockey.
Bar fights.
I gotta hear that. Well, this is a little tease. We'll keep that for next time.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'll hop on during the draft. Hey, he doesn't get in as many bar fights in the States, litigation and whatnot, he said, but he does go to Brazil for business, and he's beating up some people down there. So yes, Jeremy Shockey is still doing Jeremy Shockey things.
He's particular about where he gets in bar fights. I don't do it in the States. I do overseas.
Well, you mess up somebody down there, you know the legal system a little better. You kind of can avoid, getting arrested.
Hey, that makes sense, man. All right, Tyler, go take care of your kids, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, thanks so much, man. We'll do it again soon.
Sounds good. See ya. Thanks. All right, guys. Like I said, go check out Go Long. Dude, Tyler's awesome. I've been trying to get him on for, like I said, for like a year. He's a very busy dude. Like literally last year, the draft, I remember this. I had him. He was going to come on, and then the Matt Ariza news broke, and he's like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I gotta cover the story." I said, "Yeah, I understand, no problem." And then we kind of hit or miss. It was like two or three other times he was supposed to come on, then couldn't. And then I was like, last week, I was like, "Yeah, come on." I said, "Yeah." I said, 5:30. He said, "Yeah, it's fine. Cool, no problem." And then tell you, I hate to do this to you. Any chance we can do it earlier? I was like, "Yeah, sure, we can do it earlier." So that's why I'm on a little earlier than normal. But hey, I got another guest for our podcast on draft night. If you guys don't know about it yet, me and Dale, we're crazy. Me and him are going to cover the NFL draft. Now, it is April 27th. If you saw my earlier tweet that I deleted, at least I hope I deleted it, I said March 27th. Messing the dates up because Dale's brother goes, "Wow, you guys are going back in time." I'm like, what? Like, crap. Yeah, I put March 27th. It's April 27th. I think the draft starts at like 7, so we'll probably jump on 6:30 or maybe jump on 7 o'clock. We haven't figured that part out yet, but we'll be on for the whole first day, second day, probably the third day. We might do a wrap-up show. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of work. I got a lot of good people that said they come on. I know there's other guys that are covering the draft that said they could jump on for a little bit, so I'm just sending a whole bunch of links out and jump on when you get a chance. I'm going to have Corey, Bengals Warrior, him and Third Down Guy. Mark are going to be in the inner circle, so I'll be able to get something from them. Big Sandwich Greg is going to be down at the Bengals, I said Paul Brown, at Paycor, so we get some vibes on what's going on in the stadium there. Might be able to link out with Matty Myers. I know he's going there too. So I got some people coming with us. Kent Lee, Math Bomb from Raz, who created Raz. He might be on with us the whole time. Richard Skinner said he'd come on. The Godfather AC said he'd come on. My boy Trag said he would come on. I know some other people are coming on. Probably can't do it Thursday, but might be able to come on Friday. So I got a lot of feelers out there. A lot of people said they would, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I hope you guys join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work. But me and Dale enjoy this stuff. We love doing this, and we hope you guys enjoy watching us and follow along as much as we like doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed Tyler. He was a great guy. Go subscribe to his website. Go check out their podcast. And I'm definitely getting them back on. I want to hear some Jeremy Shockey stories and some Mike Ditka stories and whatever stories he's got. So it'll be interesting to find out. All right, let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And I appreciate every single one of them. They are Who Day Nation, Who Day Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. And they can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Strawberry Ice, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Turnipole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling the sound of later on tonight, putting it on the podcast. It'll be on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, like I said, we're 2,184 subscribers. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you guys supporting the show and everything. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. Trying to get some more subscribers. The Bengals are back in town. I'm so excited. I DM my boy Teddy K. I DM my boy Trent. I'm like, what's up, boys? Welcome back to the Natty. Let's get this dub. Let's get this ring. I can't wait till football season starts. But I am ready for it to warm up. Like, I don't know about you guys. But over the weekend, like my birthday, I had a great time on my birthday. It was nice and warm. I was wearing shorts. I had my Sabo jersey on. It was great. Saturday wasn't bad there. Sunday, wake up, go to church, come out of church. I'm wearing shorts, t-shirt, go to church. Come out of church, and it is freaking freezing. Rain is running sideways. I'm pumping gas into my wife's van. I'm out there shaking because I'm so cold. I'm like, what the heck just happened? It was summer an hour ago, and now it's back to winter again. Welcome to Ohio. Weather always changes. But anyway, I keep saying, if there's no football, then I want it to be warm. Okay? Can we get that? I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of it being cold. But anyway, I think I want to end this. I don't have the money set up for tomorrow. I will let you guys know. But I got the feelers out. I'll get some people. Maybe I'll just have Dale on. Who knows? Actually, shout out to Dale. Keep you guys keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He's not feeling so good. Like weather change and stuff like that is kind of screwing with his voice and stuff like that. So make sure hopefully Dale starts feeling better. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're getting very close to the draft. Ready? That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us. us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a woozy. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.